As an observer of life, I wanted to capture a few things and over the next several minutes just share these with you. And I'm hoping that maybe one or two things might help. Some of these things have helped me. Some of these things are just simple statements that you just kind of go, I don't know. I'm not really sure what that means. Fair enough. Let's start with life is a humbling experience. And there's no shortage of cruelty out there. Avoid from being cruel. And this includes being cruel to yourself. You don't have to be loyal to who you were. This is not who you're becoming. You know, we have a tendency to be loyal to the things that aren't so great for us, not always to the things that are good for us. We often hear what we're willing to accept. You know, you think about the things that you believe in, you tend to gravitate towards hearing the things that align with your beliefs, even if it's not true. Accept this truth. You are good enough. Hear this truth. You are good enough. That's really important. We all have work to do. This is part of the journey. And regardless of what screen you look at or what app you're on and who you follow, we all have work to do. Nobody has it easy, even if they want you to think they do. I hope people are patient with you, and I hope that you are patient with them. You can only give today what you have inside to give, and you will treat others based on how you feel about them. Life is fused together by the things we place value on. I think that's an interesting statement. You know, you can think about sort of the world's greatest things, whatever that is, they only carry the value that we give them. You are the most incredible creation on the planet. When you think about the sophistication and complication, miracle of a human body, you are the most incredible creation and capable of so much good. When we get laser focused on the fight, we miss everything else. And I've talked to team members over the years about being effective versus being right. And you can be right, and you could put somebody in their place and call them out. And you can be so wrong because of how you approached the conversation, how you approached the situation. Or you can be effective. And being effective typically involves being a little bit more patient. It involves being a little bit more understanding. It involves being a little bit more open, even if you don't agree with the other point of view. Being effective drives an effective result. Simply put, when we stop fighting, things become more clear. Find your flow. You know what I'm talking about. That thing that you do where you lose track of time. Do that more often and continue to run your race in the face of difficulty. Do you. And no matter what you're going through or where you're at, keep going. Keep going. And I'll leave you with this. This is a story that I read years ago, and it was about Navy SEAL training. And what was fascinating about this story is that Navy SEALs go through some of the most grueling tasks to weed out and get to an elite group of SEALs that stand at the end, that are called to represent the Navy SEALs. Pretty incredible. They quit, a lot of them quit over breakfast. Over breakfast. They're not quitting when they're climbing a wall. They're not quitting when they're crawling through mud. They're not quitting at 3 o'clock in the morning in the ocean where they can't see anything. They're quitting over breakfast. They quit over anticipation of what is coming. And as you think about your life, as you think about maybe something that's created some anxiety, maybe something that has you stuck, you might feel like quitting over the anticipation of what's coming. And my son said this years ago, and this has helped me tremendously. He said, the The anticipation is worse than the participation. And finally, for everything, there is a season. And in this season, you're building your life where you're spending your time.